it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Bitcoin Baller, back again with another one. Just gonna bring some things to a lot of people's attention. But before I do that, I'm just gonna do a little hydrate. You know what I'm saying? I was saving my coins, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna do a little airdrop, but you know, I don't got any people on my team yet, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate this back into my balance. So keep that in mind, y'all. You want to join the team? I don't even have anybody on there, so some people that could get some airdrops there. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate this. As you see, compound successful. It's going right back in. All right. So first things first, got the hydrate out the way, and Piston tokens. So I did a little bit of thinking, and I'm gonna go ahead and get in on this. I'm gonna go ahead and join, just so I can get in on a pre-sale, and I'm definitely not gonna get in on the race. I'm probably gonna sell at some point on the race or slightly after, depending on what the coin price do. I'll be monitoring it very heavily on April 3rd to see, you know, what my money's looking like. But hey, I don't want to fudge the project. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're gonna bring some other things to the table. I'm just, you know, just really rooting for the drip and the drip community to do big things. All right. So there's that, you know. Hope that, you know, it's more room for one project in the game. But like I said, what I'm probably gonna be doing, getting in on a pre-sale, and I'm gonna sell on the race a little bit after, depending on like I said, the token, what it does. All right, so everybody watches crypto videos and that sort of thing. Everybody wants to invest and do passive income, but what are you really thinking? Like, do you understand the current state of the world? Do you understand what's coming our way? I don't think a lot of people are aware. Some are, but it appears, you know, that not a lot of people in the crypto scene have even mentioned one video talking about the coming financial collapse, the coming food shortages. I mean, everybody getting money, everybody, you know, telling their team, you know, how to get money, but ain't their team, nobody's telling their team how to become financially successful during a financial collapse. Ain't nobody telling their team how to go and get this food so they'll have something to provide for their family during this collapse. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to play this little quick video. It's about 10 minutes. You can take a look if you're unaware about the current state of things. Robert Kiyosaki is amazing. So yeah, like I said, just take a quick look at this video. For those of you that, you know, are not interested in, you know, learning about the coming financial collapse and, you know, how things are being manipulated, then, you know, just go ahead and skip ahead about 10 minutes and some change. All right. And I'm going to show a couple other things about, like I said, the dollar inflation and the food shortages. But anyway, here's this video. I'm going to go ahead and play it.
People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be a biggest depression in world history, because the Fed can't not keep printing money and hope it stays afloat, because the shadow banking system, or called the euro dollar system, is 1,000 times bigger than the Fed. So we're going down either way, whatever's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. We're going to go bankrupt. There'll probably be a new conference like the Louvre Accord or the Smithsonian Accord, and they're going to rewrite the rules of the game again. They're going to say, okay, the US dollar, you're toast, you know, the IMF's going to jump in, China's going to jump in. But meanwhile, you and I, if you're holding dollars, you might be in serious, serious trouble. The dominoes are falling. This is retirement fund giant CalPERS. I think it's the biggest pension fund in America is going broke. Now, that means firefighters, school teachers, public servants, they're all toast. They're all like my poor dad. They're going to find out the government screwed them. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. It's a big, big market because they're into everything. They're into all the buildings and REITs and bonds and all this stuff. Pensions are everywhere. So this is the most important program. If you're a baby boomer or you have parents who are baby boomers, watch this program. My concern is it is the end of the American empire. And very simply is because our Federal Reserve Bank, our Treasury, and our government has messed up the US dollar so much that they have to find a way to keep people happy. And so they want to just, quote unquote, print money, which they are doing. So just remember this, that money comes from production. And when we pay people not to produce, we just pay them not to revolt. You know, and that's what happened during the Roman times. And what happened at the end of the Roman Empire, the leaders of Rome debased the currency. They were taking silver coins and gold coins, they were filing them and melting them and doing all these goofy things. They were fighting wars, you know, we're still fighting wars, and they started taxing the worker. And back in Roman times, the worker was the farmer or the yeoman. And so that's why I say it's the end of the American empire, because our money is corrupt. Now, would I take the money? Absolutely. You know, we're talking about, don't fight the government, don't fight the Fed, don't fight politics. You know, if they're gonna give me $1,000, I'll take it, but I would convert it into either gold, silver, or Bitcoin. Going back to what can you do? Like if my poor dad, when he lost his pension because he ran for lieutenant governor as a Republican, he didn't know what to do. At 50 years old, he found out his PhD didn't help him at all. So that's kind of why I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. My family got so upset with me. How dare you call your father, he's a PhD, how are you gonna call him poor? Because the facts are, he was broke. At 50, there was nothing on his, he didn't know what a financial statement is. I cannot control Biden, but I can control me. I didn't think it was gonna get this bad. You know, so it's gotten a lot worse than I imagined. So is it gonna get worse? Possibly, but I'm preparing for it, not, you know, hiding in a bunker, you know what I mean? My latest book coming out is called The Capitalist Manifesto. It's how we can counter communism taught in schools by teaching capitalism in our homes. And see, that's where I learned about capitalism. I learned about capitalism at home, not at school. I learned communism at school. But the media is now completely, as you know, on the dark side. I am fighting for capitalism because capitalism is about freedom. You can be a communist if you want, but don't take my freedom away. So what's going on with the Fed? The Fed has got no power. There's the European shadow bank system. It's got more power. But the Fed, what they're trying to get us to believe is that there's inflation. It's really what's happening is we're in depression. I talk about gold, silver, Bitcoin, not because I'm a gold, silver, Bitcoin fan. I just don't trust the Fed, the Treasury, and Wall Street. I buy stuff that's outside their system. I think people should pay attention. That's why I love YouTube. You know, because I get real teachers, and a lot of them are fakes. But this is the enemy here. It says $10 billion. Zimbabwe. I want people to see this is because this is the future of the dollar. If you understand that, that's why they're paying people not to work. They just printed $10 trillion to prevent the economy from collapsing. What's happening is Jay Powell, the Fed, is trying to push the yield curve up. But as most of you know, the real yield curve is the euro-dollar curve. It's not the Fed curve. And the euro-dollar curve went inverted. And every time that has happened, tragedy follows. So that's why I think the Fed is toast. Once again, the euro-dollar yield curve inverted just recently. And I'm standing alongside my friend Jim Rickards that this next one is going to be the biggest of all. Now, it's good news for some people, but horrible news for the boomers who are starting to retire. So if you're a stock market person and you're counting on the stock market to keep you alive, let's say you're 65 years old and you're gonna live to 85, you might be in serious trouble. It's really, really horrible. But it was predicted in this book here. I'm not a communist, but it's called the Communist Manifesto. This book here is only 50 pages. Marx was an idiot, but he was a smart guy. He predicted everything that's happening today in America. So he said that what's going to happen, and it's happening in this country here, is the boomers will go bust. So unfortunately, what Marx was saying was that capitalism would destroy 50% of the population and shove them into poverty. But my point here is this: you've got to be aware. There's no answer, just pay attention. And the reason I recommend gold over Bitcoin is because I trust Bitcoin more than I trust Biden. I don't trust the dollar, if you can understand that. I don't trust the Treasury, and I don't trust Biden. You know, we cannot control the outside that well, but we can control this inside. My own brain, my own emotions, my own spirituality, and my own physicalness. I can control me, so I'm a leader inside of me. I didn't think it was gonna get this bad. The question is, what's going on inside? That's why it's education, but you gotta take care of yourself inside. The reason stocks are better than real estate, okay, let's say I buy Amazon or Apple. Let's say it's $100. If it goes down, I can exit that fast. It's called liquidity. The trouble with real estate was not liquid. So if you buy at the height of a market, you're the skipper of the Titanic. You're going to go down with it because you can't get out. So that's the word it's called liquidity. It's financial literacy. What does liquidity mean? Well, how fast can you exit? So with real estate, the reason I like real estate is that I use 100% debt and I pay no taxes.
All right, so I'm pretty sure most of you have got the gist of kind of what's going on. So how Marx, I think, arrived at his conclusion is that the middle class is pretty much the majority of the population within the United States, right? So the middle class really doesn't have a whole lot of money. They're hardworking, blue-collar citizens, and what they do is they leverage their credit in order to basically extend themselves and afford things. But what happens when the economy collapses? When the economy collapses, the jobs are going to go away. Lots of them. So those upstanding citizens that were able to pay their debts will no longer be able to pay their debts. Hence, they're going to lose their house. They're going to lose their cars. And then guess what? They're going to be just as poor as the other people who, made a lot of mistakes and, are financially ruined. So basically, it's just going to be two classes at that point. You're going to have the super rich and you're going to have the super poor, AKA I call it what it is right now is it the haves and the have-nots. When this is all said and done, there will be the haves and the have-nothings, because that's how wrecked people are going to be. Like, there's a lot of people that have investment plans that are in the dollar, such as 401ks, all kinds of pensions and things like that. What happens when the dollar goes to zero and it's like 1 cent? When it's 1 cent, people are going to lose everything. But guess what? If you're here, you can do something about it, because you're now financially competent and financially aware of what's coming. So you say, hey, Bitcoin baller, I'm not going to tell you what you should do, because, that's financial. I'm not a financial representative, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Your boy is going to get some silver. He's going to get some crypto, and I'm getting food, and I'm growing food. You know what I'm saying? I know a particular guy, he in New York, he has a YouTube channel, got, a Lambo and all of that stuff like that. But guess what? You can't eat that fucking Lambo. You know what I'm saying? And that city up there, Where you think when the food? How's it gonna be when the food stop coming up there? Y'all gonna be eating them big ass rats running around up there because the food ain't gonna come. I bet they get the fuck up out that city then. Ain't gonna be no pizza. Ain't gonna be no hot dogs. Ain't gonna be nobody to remove all that damn trash. Ain't gonna be nobody to clean that water. So this is some things you might want to be thinking about during the type of collapsing situation. All right. Here's another thing right here. So this is basically a graph that basically shows how the money has been printed year by year. As you see, it shot up during 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like it's higher than it's ever been. So basically, what has happened over 2020 and 2021? 80% of all of the dollars that are in circulation were printed in 2020 and 2021. That ought to be terrifying. The only thing that has kept us afloat is that our dollar was, called the petrodollar. We basically used our money as a form of trade for oil. Now, because of what's going on in the world with Russia, Ukraine, and all those sanctions and things of that nature, a lot of countries that are oil rich are no longer interested in receiving dollars for that oil. They want gold. So that is really crippling the United States power. So now our true only power really just relies on our military. But see, the thing is that, we're not going to go and try to punk Russia, and we're not going to go and try to punk China, because pretty much Russia and China's pretty much teamed up. So we're in a pretty nice little pickle here. I told you what I'm doing, stacking up on crypto, stacking up on silver. Good place to grab some silver is SD Bullion. I'm telling you all my secrets. This is one of the cheapest places you can go and get you some silver. Prices are doing nothing but going up. Silver has a hell of a lot of utility. It's in almost every electronic you can think of. Everything. Computers. All of it. Phones. You see? Get you some. Get you some. All right. Now we get to the food shortages. I'm not sure if you guys understood what happened in Venezuela. Venezuela had what at some point is going to happen to us, which is called hyperinflation. Basically, over the course, I think, of one day, I think their inflation of their money went up to, I think it was like some crazy number. It was like 4,000 or 400,000 or something like that. So basically, a hot dog was like $11,000. And you see these shelves like this? These shelves were almost in every store. You know why? It's because the prices were based off of the current, the previous money value. So the stores hadn't had a chance to react to change their prices to reflect the new currency valuation. All right. So most stores only have about 2 to 3 weeks worth of food in their back end. What do you think is gonna happen? I mean, were you not here during COVID when all of the toilet paper, all of the paper towels were gone? What do you think is gonna happen in a real crisis? A real crisis here. All of the stores are gonna be empty. You're not gonna be able to get a damn thing. Nothing. You're gonna be starving. How's it gonna feel when your stomach is touching your ribs? How's it gonna feel when you gotta look your kids in the eye and you tell them, Daddy can't give you any food. Daddy didn't play it smart. Daddy didn't start growing food. Daddy is stupid. Well, it ain't gonna be me. It might be you. If you don't learn something, it might be you. But that's pretty much all I wanted to touch upon today. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoy this type of content. I just wanted to keep it real with my people, let them know what's really going on here, what's coming their way. Like I said, learn to grow some food, learn to have some real skills. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, catch you in another one, baby. We're gonna be hydrating some more. Hopefully, we're gonna be building a drip team. You know what I'm saying? Catch you in another video.